Now, of course, Thor Love and Thunder, Rob was just talking about, is opening up next week. I'm going to go see it on Wednesday. Cannot wait. The reactions have been absolutely fantastic. People seem to be loving it. A lot of people even saying it's better than Thor Ragnarok, which is a huge bar because the audiences went crazy for Thor Ragnarok. And now
we did. You and I did
too. You and I absolutely loved it. Now, somebody else thinks it's better than Thor Ragnarok. And that is the director, Taika Waititi, who, when asked about, what did he think about it and all that kind of stuff, he was asked, did you feel the pressure that this thing could top Thor Ragnarok? And he said, yeah, I did, but we did it. This film is bigger. He said this film is deeper. He said this film is more emotional. He just basically said, we've knocked this out of the park. If, pat myself in the back, if I don't mind saying so myself. But he really thinks they've accomplished everything that they want to in making this film even better than Thor Ragnarok. Now, Rob, we were talking, of course, about how the reactions have been great to this movie. You and Chris talked about it last week.
Yeah.
What do you think about Taika saying this, and does it adjust your expectations for the movie?
Well, first of all, I love him. I love his public persona. I love how he is clearly loving his life. But I also think that John, as you pointed out many times on the show, he's also become a world-class filmmaker. Jojo Rabbit is a wonderful movie. I believe he's now an Academy Award winner, is he not?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so for an Academy Award winner like Taika Waititi, he doesn't have to sing his own praises. And I think that, again, as a director who was tapped to make a Marvel movie, he probably didn't know going in if it would work out, because he's really pretty much his own man when it comes to filmmaking. I mean, he's got a singular voice. So if he's happy, it doesn't surprise me that he's made a movie that he believes it tops the Thor Ragnarok, because I mean he's been busting ass, and he doesn't have to speak that way. And I think I just think his sensibility, he brought the Taika Waititi sensibility. Nobody could have made Ragnarok but him. And so I think, can you imagine when he went into Ragnarok, he's probably a little trepidatious about what he was doing, but now he hit that out of the park. So I think going into this, he might have even had a confidence going in, knowing I know how to do this. So I would have expected nothing less than this movie topping Ragnarok. So it doesn't surprise me that him, who everything he's touched pretty much is turned to gold, and for him to dig it, I'm excited. It makes me that much more excited.
I was going to ask, where is your expectation level right now for Thor Love and Thunder? Because I know, going in Doctor Strange, obviously, was a lot of excitement for that. Whatever. Where's it like right now for Thor?
Look, I got to say, I was I was blown away by Ragnarok. It was so much fun. I mean, the whole opening was Surtur and
so
trying to
good.
grab his way around. I'm like, okay, if you can pull this off, my expectations, I hope they're not too high. They're very high. They're very high. And I expect this movie, and the clips I've seen, it's just wildly entertaining. The only thing that I worry about, and no one has actually said this, is that it's too goofy. Because, we don't want, I mean, like you always point out, Ragnarok had some terrible stuff happen. Asgard was destroyed. Odin died. Mjolnir was blown apart. A lot of bad stuff happened. But it was still fun, but they didn't shy away from the bad stuff that happened. There were consequences. And when you see Infinity War, the remainder of what was left of Asgard, those people, half of them were killed, by Thanos. So but this, and we've got Gorr the God Butcher. So I think that kind of push-pull between apocalyptic, horrible stuff happening and humor, I'm expecting it to be amped up even further. Hopefully, but I shouldn't worry because they did it in Ragnarok.
See, here's the parts that surprise. I'm not surprised, pardon me, to hear a lot of people saying they loved it. A lot of people saying it's maybe the funniest MCU film and all that kind of stuff. Not surprised to hear that.
Right.
The part I think that surprised me a bit was hearing it's emotional. That it, like hearing people say, the amount of people I read saying they cried.
Right.
That they cried in the movie. Like that to me was the surprising part. So again, if Taika Waititi can strike that balance like he did in Ragnarok of having the darkest MCU film other than Endgame and Infinity War, with also being one of the most humor-infused films. If he can find a way to bring that same balance into this and literally have us laughing and crying, that'll be a feat, and it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, completely agree.
How that turns out. All right, guys, questions for you. What do you think about this? Taika Waititi says they have topped Thor Ragnarok. You guys have read the reactions. What are your expectations like for Thor Love and Thunder right now? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Stamps.com. Now, guys, as a small business owner myself, I am always looking for ways to save costs, yes, but I know that our most valuable resource is time, and I'm always looking for things that can save us time. Stamps.com saves you both. Because when you're running a small business, every second counts. You can't afford to waste a single moment. So why are you still taking time out of your day to go to the post office when you could be using Stamps.com instead? Stamps.com makes mailing and shipping quick, easy, and cost-effective. How cost-effective? Well, you can get discounts that you can't find anywhere else, like up to 30% off USPS rates and 86% off UPS. And there's no special hardware technology you need. All you need is your regular computer and printer, no special supplies or equipment required. So guys, stop wasting time and start saving money when you use Stamps.com to mail and ship. Sign up with the promo code CAMPEA for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts needed. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code CAMPEA.